All right, let's go ahead and get started this morning. We have a few people still trying to connect to the call, and that's okay. Hopefully my introduction will provide them time. So again, thank you so much for joining us for this regional weekly meeting. For instructors, by instructors, all about instructors. We have some wonderful content that I'm really excited that we get to share with you, hearing from instructors from all over the West region. As I was mentioning, we have successfully made it through 6 months of 2020. We're half through 2020, so congratulations to everybody. It's not been an easy 2020 so far, but we've stayed strong and we've stayed consistent throughout it. So thank you very, very much. As a reminder, please make sure your display name is your first and last name so that we can take attendance properly. Turn your videos on so we can see who we're talking to and what we're working with. It makes this more enjoyable for everybody so we can scroll through. It's kind of like our digital yearbook. So wonderful. To start things off, I would like to introduce field consultant Lynn from the Seattle branch to share a fantastic story and very inspirational message from Seattle. So Lynn.
Introduce Sam.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's do Angel. I'm so sorry. Seattle branch. I'm so sorry. So Angel, are you there, Angel, to introduce?
Here.
So sorry. Thank you, Angel, so much. So Angel, what have you got to share with us?
Okay, so today we have our own Connie Shadowitz. She is, am I good? Am I good, Kenny? Okay. Connie is an instructor in our Vancouver North Center, Vancouver, Washington. She is she's been with the Kumon family since November of 2014. So she's actually one of Seattle branch's newer instructors. I can proudly say in that 5 years, she has grown her center 5 times over. So I am very proud to introduce her today. She has prepared a PowerPoint presentation for us that displays the changes she has made within her center, interior and exterior, in regards to the COVID-19 changes that we've had to make. And in addition to that, she's also including her next steps. So some things that she's looking towards the future for to help her rebuild her center and the enrollment that she may have lost in the last few months due to COVID-19.
Hi, Connie. Thanks so much for joining us today. So feel free to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. Are you in your center now?
I am.
Oh,
yeah.
Great. I'm so excited to see your presentation. So I think Angel's going to share that and we can get going.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I just wanted to say, first off, thank you so much for having me present today. I am really excited. I'm honored to be able to do it. I feel as though I've learned so much from all the previous instructors, and every time there's an IWM, I'm taking away something from it. So part of the things that you're going to hear from me today is all about a conglomeration of everything I've learned from all the previous instructors who've had a chance to be able to present before me. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share what I've been able to do. So the first slide is actually showing the fact that I have both a front and a rear entrance to my building. And on the left-hand side, you're going to see the main entrance. And on the right-hand side, you're going to see the rear entrance. So in the past, the main entrance was where the students and parents arrived and departed. With the change with COVID-19 and restructuring my center post the closure, I decided that we would use the main entrance for entrance only, and we would use the back door as the exit only. The middle picture, you can see there's a footpath between the front and the rear of the building, and I do have parking on both sides of the center. So it's actually working out really nice. And the reason I'm doing this is so that kids aren't crossing paths as they're coming and going from the center. My next slides will show the fact that both the rear and the front of the center are covered. And so because I have an overhead cover, I've been able to mark out 6-foot distance so that as the kids are arriving, they know to distance themselves. And because I don't have a spot in the back of the classroom for students to congregate as they're waiting for their parents to pick them up, they actually have to stand outside if the parent isn't right there at the time for pickup. And I have someone watching and basically out there with them during that time. This slide shows our reception area. In one picture you're seeing from the inside out, and the other picture you're seeing from the outside in. This room that you're seeing used to be our waiting area. However, with the reopening of the center, I wanted my receptionist to be able to see immediately upon entry anyone who happens to come in that front door. So that receptionist is responsible for making sure that they're wearing a mask, for taking their temperature, and requiring that they use the touchless hand sanitizer before they enter the classroom. She's also really good about making sure that if another student wants to enter, that she tells that student that they need to wait outside before they can enter because there's someone still standing at her front desk. The slide on the right, you can actually see that there's a desk in front of the receptionist desk, and we're using that as basically a means by which to block someone from getting too close to the receptionist so that we can maintain a 6-foot distance. It's just an extra student table that we had to move out of the classroom to accommodate 6-foot distancing requirements. And of course, I'm using the really nice graphics that Kumon was able to produce for signage upon entrance. So this room is now my waiting room. It used to be our reception area, as well as where we had our recommended reading library. The room accommodates 4 chairs, only 4. Which is useful because we have 4 EL stations in the classroom now. So I allow only the parents of my EL students to wait in the center just to give them that opportunity to be with the young child when they're here. The fact that there's 4 chairs in here also is accommodated by the fact that there's 6-foot distancing between the 4 chairs. So it was just lucky that we were able to do that. So we moved the recommended reading library from the reception area into the main classroom, and we've stacked chairs and stools in front of it because right now we're not utilizing the recommended reading library. I will have it closed until I can figure out a quarantine disinfecting solution that I'm comfortable with. I actually have a connection at our regional library district, and they are opening for curbside service here shortly. So they've had to come up with their own quarantine disinfecting solution. And as long as it's something that I can do here at the center, then I'll probably be utilizing their solution. But in the meanwhile, just to be safe, we've stacked the chairs in front of them. So here's a picture of, or a couple pictures of my main classroom. The tables are all, well, where the stools are relative to the tables are all 6-foot distance in any direction from anyone else in the classroom. There's 1 student per table. The tables are lettered, so the receptionist tells the student where they're to sit when they enter the classroom. Of course, we're sanitizing before, after each student use. And because we have both the front door and the back door, at every half-hour interval, we're opening those doors for about 5 minutes to get some cross ventilation, just to get the air moving. Students are required to wear a mask before they come into the center. Again, they're required to use hand sanitizer before entering. And prior to reopening, I had these, they were padded stools that I had inherited from the previous instructor. The kids loved them. They were very comfortable, but because they're padded, I didn't feel that I could accommodate sanitizing them very readily. It would have been a lot more difficult. So I had the 35 padded stools removed, and we're going exclusively with the Kumon regulated stools. Yep, next slide. So here's a picture of my grading station. The grading station previously accommodated 4 graders at any given time. And with the 6-foot distance requirement, I can get 2 back there now. I use tables that are no longer in the classroom for student use we use them as a buffer to prevent someone from getting up too close to the graders themselves. When the student enters the classroom, they will have already left their completed worksheets at the front desk. So really all they're doing is they're walking in with their pencil, an eraser, maybe a plastic pouch that we've given them, and we hand them their actual worksheets. So the classwork as well as the work for the week. When the classwork is completed, the student will raise their hand, we'll gather the classwork, I or an assistant take it up to the graders. When the graders have graded the classwork, they'll raise a hand, we'll collect that work, send it back to the student for corrections, and so on. So at no point does a student actually get up from their chair until it's time for them to leave. This is a picture of a portion of my EL area. Again, there are 4 chairs for early learners. They're at a 6-foot distance. Again, I've used the extra tables as a buffer between the EL and the main classroom. I also purchased plexiglass to use between the EL students. And the reason I use the plexiglass between the students is just because it's harder for those little guys to keep their mask on, to keep it over their nose, to not fiddle with it. So for me, it's just an extra safety measure. And yes, it's true, I do not allow the students to touch their plastic pouches. We just hand them their work. We use the plastic pouches only to store the work that is prepared for them for that week. Because of space considerations, my data entry clerk only comes in the daytime. So he's not coming in during class hours. And we're not putting completed assignments in the plastic pouches. So the only thing that's going in the plastic pouch is the completed tests and the new work that the student will be picking up. So I'm just adding an extra layer of precaution so that we're not handling the completed work so readily. So Washington State is requiring that everyone wear masks while in the building. And so again, even if it's daytime, doesn't matter if it's during class or not during class, my employees wear a mask when they're in the center. So here's a picture of the fact that we have now 2 sets of students, or 2 different student types. We have students that are still picking up, dropping off, they're doing FaceTime, they're doing Zoom, or maybe if they have a quick question, there's a phone call, and they're picking up, dropping off their work on a monthly basis. So on the left-hand side, you see a picture of pouches that are ready for students to pick up their work. And again, we're using that extra table, those sets of tables as a buffer between the EL and the main classroom. And then on the right-hand side, you see a picture of the grading station from a different angle. Again, these are all the monthly pouches where the students have picked up work and they're waiting for the worksheets to be refilled. So lesson planned and refilled, and then they move over to the back end of the class again. So the second type of student that we have now is the student who is resuming in-class participation. And so to separate their work and to just be organized, to know exactly who's coming in and when they're coming in, we've color coordinated the sticker on the pouch with the color of hanging file folder in the bin. So for example, if there's a yellow sticker on the pouch, then that student is a Monday classroom student, and their pouch hangs in the bin with the yellow hanging file folders. The students never touch their plastic pouches. They never touch the bins. The bins actually close. So if it's a Tuesday, then we have the Tuesday bin open, but none of the other bins. So students don't touch any of these files. When the kids came back into the center, we wanted to welcome them back with a small gift. So I used the plastic pouch that Kumon has provided us for advertising for the early learners. For the older students, I put a regular pencil in there. For the younger students, it's an EL pencil. But there's also an eraser in there and a pencil sharpener with a Hershey's chocolate bar and a small note that says, "Welcome back. We missed you in the center while you were away. So here is a sweet surprise to brighten up your day." So I think it's fair to say I've lost business during the coronavirus. You know, people have lost jobs. For the most part, my parents have been really awesome. They've wanted to support me during this time. So even though we've lost business, I want it back, as I'm sure you all do as well. So I started envisioning what the future, the near-term future is going to look for us, and how do we get growth back into the center. So I'm going to talk about 4 things: marketing, scheduling for growth, positive reviews, and awards events. For 5 years now, I've participated in our local library district's bookmark contest, which I think is maybe the coolest thing our area has to offer. And because it's the library, they're in alignment with Kumon ideals. So I'm just really proud to be able to sponsor this year after year. Every student in K through 12 in the region receives a bookmark contest entry form, which has all the sponsors' logos on it, including ours, of course. The library system is vast in this area. It's 15 libraries, 2 bookmobiles, serves a population of nearly 500,000 people, over 4,200 square miles, and there are 233,000 active registered card holders. So for the small amount of money I spend, we get lots of recognition in terms of brand expansion. This is the 2020 contest winning entries. You can see on the right-hand side, that's a 2015 bookmark contest winner, but that's what the back of each and every one of these bookmarks look like. So the student's name is on it, where they returned their entry form, and again, the logos of all of the participating sponsors. I see bookmarks from students just bringing them into the center year after year after year. So not only does the library print between 10 and 15,000 of these bookmarks, but they have real staying power. So some winner of 3 years ago is still a valid bookmark that kids are utilizing still to this day. So again, it's just huge brand expansion. Where the Fort Vancouver Regional Library advertises, I advertise as a result of being a sponsor. So wherever they're advertising, they're also thanking their sponsors. And this one happens to show a link to the Kumon website as a result. The bookmark contest goes hand in hand with the summer reading program that the library also allows me to sponsor. So this year, because the libraries are still closed, it's going to be online only, and it's been changed up quite a bit. But because I value the relationship I have in sponsoring the library and their activities, I wanted to continue to sponsor them even if the libraries are closed this year and their reading program is online only. So as you can see, there's the Kumon logo on everything that they do. Here's an example of their advertising the summer reading program. They're advertising it in Family Magazine, the Vancouver edition. Vancouver edition of Family Magazine has not gone to print yet because of coronavirus. So this particular issue happens to be online only. But again, you can see the summer reading program being advertised there along with the list of sponsors. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is how important online reviews are today more than ever, in my opinion. Just because we've had this situation where kids have been out of school for 3 months, plus they've got the summer months here ahead of them. And the parents are looking to boost the lost learning. They're going to be looking at us. They're going to be looking at us online. And the better we look from a review standpoint, the better our chances are of actually connecting with those parents and bringing those students in. So I try to make it as easy as possible for parents to find me online so that they know how to provide me with an online review. And I use a contact card to that end. And this is what the contact card looks like. This is specific to my center. So you can see it's got the e-page address, email address, Facebook address, and of course it lists Yelp and Google. You can find this, by the way, on IWM branding ad requests and go to the advertising section and just look for contact card if it's something of interest to you. I use these when I do parent conferences. So I always have a folder prepared in advance of the parent conference, and the contact card is one of the items that I place in that folder. And I also have them sitting at the front desk. So if anyone ever wants to pick one up, they're able to do so. So scheduling for growth. I don't use anything fancy. I use an Excel spreadsheet, and I've connected with parents via email as well as phone calls in scheduling the return of the students. So I'm probably at 100% knowing exactly what the student's desires are at this point. When a parent says to me, I want my kids to return to the classroom, but not yet, can I hold a spot? I'll hold them a spot because they're still a student, but I italicize that classroom spot for them so I know that they're not routinely coming into the classroom. So I have a section for the main classroom. I have a section for the early learners. And every day before class, I print out that day's schedule. So my front desk has a schedule, and we have a schedule here in the main classroom in the early learning area. And of course, we're still continuing to do Zoom and FaceTime. And so there's a schedule for those events as well. And I coordinate every day with my assistant who's helping me with the Zoom events, so that my assistant knows who the student is, the student's capability, and what I'm looking for from the student on an ongoing basis. my assistant who does my Zoom calls happens to be a math program completer. So I feel that she's quite capable and doing a really good job with those calls. So I'm blessed to have her. So the other thing that's probably going to change this year is the Student Awards event. We have traditionally done them in November every year because that happens to be my anniversary, my Kumon anniversary. And they've always been in an auditorium style event. So we go down to the Performing Arts Center and the kids get to go up on stage and collect their ribbons and medals and trophies. And I do a big presentation. It's a different topic every year. And everyone loves it. They look forward to it so much. But this year I'm concerned that we're not going to be able to hold the event in an auditorium because of the restrictions on the number of people that can gather at any given time. So my plan is to continue to do a student award event, but to make it an open house style with carnival-like games and prizes instead. Some of the ideas would be a spinning wheel with prizes and pet for prizes. My husband happens to be a golf pro, so he's going to help me with that part and probably have a great time. And I also purchased one of those badge makers so the kids can go to a station and make badges. And we'll probably have perhaps a popcorn machine in here or cupcakes for the kids to take home. We're still going to give them trophies, ribbons, and medals, but it'll be a more, like I said, a more carnival-like event rather than a formal auditorium style event. And you never know, maybe the kids will like this better and I don't have to do a presentation every year. So we'll see. So my last slide is brought to you by a colleague. I loved it so much when he shared it with me that I had to share it with you all. And it's just basically suggesting that, you know, what we're doing is really serious. It's important to keep everyone safe, but best laid plans. So this is precisely what we're all hoping to avoid when we reopen our centers. And thank you so much for having me present today. I really appreciate your time. I hope that there was something you were able to take away from my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Connie. I appreciate it. I do have some follow-up questions. There were some questions in the chat. A lot of people want to know the square footage of your center.
It's about 1,500 square feet, including bathrooms. I have a boys and a girls bathroom that is off to the side as you enter the facility. That smallish reception area, and then the waiting area in the main classroom. Wonderful,
thank you. And a lot of instructors, at least from San Francisco, might recognize those bookmarks. They might look very familiar. So the San Francisco branch did their own bookmark contest several years ago, but we have Connie to thank because of that. So I really, Connie was the inspiration behind this. We did it at a complete San Francisco level, but only because Connie had laid all the groundwork and experimented on this beforehand, and you've had success for it this is now your 5th year. So I just want to thank you on behalf of San Francisco for inspiring us to continue. Thank you. I'm glad you guys did it. I hope it was fun. It was very fun. We have them framed in the office. These are really great for marketing events. When we do like booths, kids eat these up. They take these away, and sometimes parents are like, "Ooh, I like that. Can I have that as well?" Great. Thank you. And I just want to ask kind of like a overarching question. How have you been staying sane throughout this? Wow. You know, I love Kumon. I love what Kumon does for students. And I guess it doesn't matter if I have 100 or 500 students. I just recognize that the value that we impart on their lives changes them and allows them to be better individuals, to go out and be better in their own communities. So I like to think that we're changing the world one student at a time. And
I also really believe in my parents and their need for our services. And so as I look to the future, I look to continuing to be able to serve the community in that way.
That's wonderful. And I know, having worked with you before, like, you really are a pillar in the community. A lot of people know you. You go out there to make positive connections. You put out good in the world, and good is coming back to you. So thank you.
Yeah.
And I think that ad request, I'm sorry, the contact card in which everybody can find an ad request, the only reason that exists is because you created it. So I want to give you props there.
Well, no, the marketing team created
Yes,
it. We have an
yes.
exceptional marketing department, and they just took an idea and they ran with it. So I think our marketing team is awesome. And if y'all have a good idea, just ask them about it, and we'll see what happens, right?
We'll see what happens. And that is
Yeah.
available in PDF format, so that can also be sent like via email. Now, in kind of COVID-19, that might give some instructors some other ideas as well. But Connie, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your wonderful story. I love seeing the center ready to go, the color coordination. I know you're an organization queen, and that really helps your success. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all and your time.
Thank you. And of course, I want to thank Angel, field consultant Angel, for presenting on behalf of Connie there. Angel is one of our newest field consultants for the West region, so we definitely welcome you and thank you so much for that. Okay, Connie, before you go, I need you to pick a number between 1 and 22.
Ooh, 22, my favorite number.
22 is your favorite number.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, so we'll get back to that. Okay, so now I'd love to hear another story from Seattle, and this time I'm really going to call on field consultant Lynn to introduce their instructor. So Lynn, are you there?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, so could you introduce, please, your instructor?
Yep, thanks, Kenny. So I want to introduce Sam Song. He's the instructor at the Spokane Center here in Washington State, and he took over actually exactly 1 year ago today. So happy anniversary to Sam. Yes. He took over from a longtime instructor, Bruce Fitter, and during the last year, Sam has had 4 program completers, 2 of which have been during the pandemic. And not only has he increased his enrollment in the last year by 24%, but he's also been able to maintain a level enrollment since the stay-at-home order began back in March. So just kudos to Sam for that. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Sam to discuss his reopening, as well as how he's done such a good job with retention through recognition of his students.
Thank you very much, Lynn, and thank you, Kenny, as well. We can start with the presentation, if you don't mind. Before that, I just want to share with everyone how humble I am being the first-year instructor to share my limited experiences with the whole team here. So thank you for your being here. As you can see from the photo, we got our new neon sign right after, actually right before we reopened up. Personally, I would love to see math and reading success under that sign, but the new sign is pretty good, and I'm very happy to see that. I know there are many instructors wants to know the information about the center. Our center is currently, with the new July enrollment, we are at 170, compared with 120 last July when I first took over. And our center is about 1,800 square feet. It has been, as Lynn said, it has been spoken for 19 years and in this location for 3 years. Just a segue about Connie. Connie, you are truly amazing. You inspired me personally when she gifted me 4 subject transfers from right during the shutdown time. So that was very, very helpful and encouraging. Most importantly, because when I had a transfer, Connie and I, we talked about an hour and a half of those 4 students. Not only I got a full picture of those, how to work with those 4 students, but also I learned how to use reading 5A from her. So wonderful job, Connie, thank you. Next slide, please. Okay, since so many of you have shared your reopening practice in the past few weeks already, I'm not going to go into details about how I opened here. I just want to point out briefly about some of the unique practices we have done here. Like many of you, from the get-go, I was in crisis mode because I had advanced learning warnings from family and friends in China, how serious this pandemic was in China. So even before the shutdown, I started to prepare how we will do with our Kuma, and I sent about half a dozen emails to let parents know what we plan to do before the shutdown. And then we get the online stuff going on even before we had the guidebook, stuff like that. So it was very interesting, kind of like creating your own playbook. So you can read the list by yourself, but I just want to go through some of the things that worth your time. I added one extra staff after we opened. We have opened just for about a week. Last week was very interesting. I thought originally I was very concerned, but with pretty good preparation in my team, we survived the first week. Actually, it's better than what I expected. So we added one extra person at the front to take temperatures, to direct students to go wash their hand right after they enter the center, which I learned from Mary in Boise Center. And also that person gives out water bottles as a welcome back gift, and then clean each desk after the student leaves. And also from the conference, I learned about the oral, actually from the training 501, I learned the oral reading station is so important. So that person also served as the oral reading specialist in between. And for EL students, originally I only have 2 desks. Last week I saw the picture of the L shape. I really like this. So starting from next week, we're also going to use the L shape EL station to increase from 2 families to 4 families. Because we closed up the waiting area, we purchased some walkie-talkies. So each EL parent can get a walkie-talkie. They sit in their car. Once they're done, we'll talk to them, let them know that Johnny is ready to leave, and then the EL specialist will go out there to have a quick briefing of the progress and things that they need to work at home. Because our library is closed, I start to give out the RL list to each parent, especially for the EL students when they enroll, whether it's math or reading, we give the RL to them. Most parents are very understanding of the situation, and they will say, okay, yeah, we can get online or purchase from Amazon. The instruction mode is, the instruction style here is pretty much similar as the other centers. We do hybrid. Originally, we opened 4 days here. Now we are opening Monday and Thursday. Those 2 days have the most students. And then we use Tuesday, actually Monday, Thursday, we also have online classes. So online, in-person happening simultaneously. And we also have Tuesday class specifically for online, for new students, and also the center preparation for the monthly students. Another thing I want to point out is before we started reopening, I had a staff meeting mainly to get inputs from all the team members. I would say I will touch up on later about our team building. Our staff are the pole here. They are the backbone of this center, especially with a new instructor like me. I heavily rely on their inputs and their support. Okay, Lynn, we can go through a couple slides of the pictures. So this is my wonderful team, -1. They are, as you can see, they're a good balance of professional and youngsters. In our center, we have 7 complete Kumon completers. They work in the center. And each completer, surprisingly, each completer has a sibling here too. So this young sibling can be a potential Kumon completer as well. As far as the mark outside, instead of only 6 feet, I increased to 7, 8 feet because most of the Kumon families are 2 or 3 siblings. So the 6 feet kind of crowded. So I marked for 7 and 8 feet. And next slide, please. This is the one, I would say I'm very happy with this face shield. I spent so much time finding the best quality, and this ended up to be a very comfortable one, and you don't have to have something glued to your forehead. This is like you wearing safety glasses. Our staff loves it, and it's easy to talk. You don't feel like you're suffocating. And those plastic box, each staff member having this now, so they have their own pen or other stuff put inside. And like today, I got some new red ink pens that I like. So each staff will have a new red pen, and also I got some new masks for them too. Okay, next slide, please. And one of the Kumon completers, he's very handy, so he made this frame for us. So economically, it's pretty cost effective. We just purchased the plexiglass from Lowe's, and he and his dad helped us with those. I gave him some extra money to cover their time and the material. And you can see from the left side, that is kind of the, oh, that's not the new center classroom reconfiguration yet. Okay, let's go through the next one. This is one unique thing, thanks to my wife. She's a former surgeon from China. So she told me even long before we opened up, she said, I need to get you some UV lights to help do the disinfectant. These stuff are powerful. She shipped 2 from China for me. I accidentally or intentionally did 2 hours. So you can program for between 30 minutes to 2 hours. So I programmed for 2 hours. And then what happened was I got back the next day, my plants start shedding leaves because I used that too long. My wife's like, you only need to use 30 minutes, not 2 hours. So now I know how to use this stuff. It's very, very good. If you want some information, we can share this with you in the future. I also open the back and front doors so with the airflow. I don't do that during class time because we are right nearby a busy street. It could be very, very noisy for the students. I do that before and afterwards. That's pretty much about the reopening things we did here. I think, yes, Lynn, we can go talk about the recognition and retention. Okay, let's go to the next slide first, Lynn, if you don't mind. I am truly mean every word I say, not just being humble or being kind. I'm standing on the shoulders of the giant who is this guy, the guy who's on the picture. When I speak about him, it almost feels like I have tears in my heart, in my eyes. Bruce is truly the most amazing instructors, educators I've ever met in my life. Although I wish I have spent more time with him, fortunately he became a family friend along with his wonderful wife, and also he's my ongoing mentor for me. He is just all the completers we have, I inherited from him, and all the students, the families. I couldn't say enough about him. He's smart, he's knowledgeable, he's caring, he's very well balanced. I wish that Kuma can hire him back as a consultant someday too. He has so many great ideas about the online operations, things like that. I kept learning from him. The center layout and business operations haven't changed much. which speaks huge volume about Bruce. And I just thank him for everything. And we also started the employee of the quarter program, even though every employee can be a deserving employee of the quarter. And the employee, the Kuma completers, we talked about that already. And if you go back to the next slide, Lynn, I also inherited the wall from from Bruce, and I just add new achievers, high achievers on the wall. This is very good. During the PO session, I have them set right in front of the G4, G5 star, and that was very powerful. The kids always ask, what are these? And I explain them what this is, and it is great. This is, and all the students, majority of the students are current students, so they come in, they're so proud of their pictures on the wall. And then the program completers, there'll be 2 new ones, and I think we can fill this in 3-4 years. And we might have to expand it. And one of the completers also started to study X, so I'm going to create an X factor wall for him. Okay, next one, please. Next 2 slides. Retention part. I want to spend a little bit more time on this one. First one, know our students first from the PO session, the very beginning, and I talk to them as adults. Let them know, because their kids are very smart. Now I have my own 2 years. I know that they want to be treated as equal. So I always share with them, not just the puffy things. Share them with details, specific things that it'll resonate with them. And one important thing that we did when Bruce and we drove to Seattle together he introduced me to the team. It's a 9-hour back and forth driving. We spent 7.5 hours talking about students. I pretty much wrote down every single student's strength and weaknesses on my laptop during that trip. That was very helpful. And I still have Bruce to ask about, how about this student? How about that student? And as far as family, you must understand their needs. And I always treat them like my friends and my own family, even though sometimes few of them drive me nuts. As you know, you're like, I don't want to deal with you, but you have to think in their shoes. If it's your child, how would you respond? Most of the time, after my initial happiness about them, I understand where they come from. So even those who are leaving the center, and I always tell them that, come back anytime. Even I will pay for your enrollment fees even if there's not a promotion, because I know, and our center has like 70% of the parents are minority parents. Being a minority myself, I know how hard it can be. So that I think I have done a decent job of making them feel that I truly care about their family and their students. And the other part is our team. Our team, as I cannot emphasize enough, they are the backbone here. I inherited all the team members from Bruce and added more later on. Bruce has a tradition in the past even during the holidays, we still pay them if they're scheduled. So I continued that. And during this pandemic, we kept paying for for their schedules, even if they don't work, even before we got some help from PPP money. Because my wife and we discussed about this. I told her that without the staff, I won't be able to prepare ourselves for the future growth. If we want to grow in the future, we must take care of the team members. It's a few $1,000s on our cost, but the impact letting the team know that we truly care about them, and they don't have to worry about looking for another job. Granted, many of them don't need the money. They are here doing this because they love Kumon, they love helping students, and they love working with the other team members together. So I feel that team building is the key is to the success of our retention during this pandemic. Our Kumon dollars is pretty generous. We give out up to $150 gift cards, Amazon gift cards, real money to encourage the student to do their Kuma homework, because we all know most of the Kuma students don't like doing Kuma homework. But this really helps, and this also helps the encourage the parents to do home grading. And 95 to 98% of the parents here, they do home grading. So that saves us a lot of labor. Most importantly, I tell parents, they learn from their mistake right away, and parents get a snapshot of their progress, which I learned from Bruce again. The last but not the least is having the support from my FC, Field Consultant Lynn, is beyond words. I'm just telling you that I almost feel like I can call in anytime, even at midnight. If I have a question, I text her, she might reply back to me. She has come to Spokane so many times to help me going through the all the challenges. So thanks, Kenny, for recommending Lynn and getting Lynn work with me and help me out. Lynn is not an FC, she's my partner. So that's all I have. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Sam, for sharing. It's really great to see you 1 year into your journey, how much you obviously learned from a very great instructor before you, but you're taking those tools and you're building upon the foundation that he set. And it really looks like an incredibly bright future for you. So I'm excited to continue revisiting you and your progress and your center. I'm excited to see that program completer wall full. That's going to be really great.
Thank you so much, Kenny.
All right. And there were some questions in the chat about where you got those specific face shields. So if you have a link, if you could put that in the chat, that would be really, really great. And then Sam did provide his contact information if anybody wants to reach out to him. So again, thank you so much, Sam. And of course, thank you, Field Consultant Lynn, for being able to share that story with us. For those that don't know, Spokane is about a 4-hour drive away from Seattle area. So Lynn gets to make that commute to help out Sam on his journey. So thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Connie. That the Pacific Northwest is blowing up with really great things. So thanks for that representation. Now I want to look at tons of instructors because Field Consultant Katie has some survival spotlights for us. And as she pulls that up, Sam, I need you to pick a number between 1 and 10. And then
4, please.
4? Okay, great.
Yes.
Go for it, Katie.
Okay. I'm muted, aren't I?
No, we can hear you. You're good.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
Okay, so for this week, we have Z March from Solana Beach. She's made chocolate covered strawberries, and she cut her own hair. And then we have Dorothy Javiano from Canyon Country. She made banana pancakes, and while she was sitting around, she did some crocheting to reduce her stress level. And then we have Miss Connie. She's been, look at all that she's growing in her 3 raised plant beds. That looks so amazing. And then we have Angela Zhang from Issaquah Gilman. She's so talented. She does dance classes on Zoom. She's cooking. She's raising chickens, taking their eggs, reusing them to bake goodies for herself and her family. And then when she's alone, she just takes some selfies in her center. We have Anil Keeney from Lone Tree, Colorado. She's been taking in all of the scenery, and look at that cloud art that she's been able to capture. That's amazing. And then, we have Frances Charnicki from our Phoenix branch. She is even creating more knitting blankets, and look at that artwork, it's amazing. And then we have Niba Menon. She's from the Thomas and has an oil painting portrait of herself. So that's her on the left, and then an oil painting on the right. And then we have Perizid, who is from Fremont North. She has, her daughter created a laser tag game and they had to go through all of these obstacles and streamers, and then they also did a treasure hunt. How fun is that? And then we have Sherry DeJesus from Lahaina. This is her 2 children with 2 little ducklings, so cute. And then Akemi McDermott from our Waikiki and Mo'ili'ili Center with Momo Peach, just relaxing. And then we have Toshi Milner from Makiki with her grandson Ryzen and outside looking at the banana trees in her backyard. So stay tuned. We have another part to this.
We do have another part to this, and we'll announce the winners at the end of part 2 because we had so many submissions. So thank you so much, Katie, for sharing that with us. I know our instructors are really intelligent and really bright, but oh my gosh, you all are so talented. This is so amazing. With the painting and the crocheting and the baking, I can't even make macaroni and cheese. I just burn everything. So thank you so much for sharing. Now we'd like to hear from an instructor who has already reopened, and we want to revisit some of those reopening practices and see a video from the instructor. So Field Consultant Long, will you introduce the next instructor with us?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Kenny. Oh man, those survival spotlights, those are really, really fun to watch. So our next presenter is Radi Year. She's the instructor of Willow Glen. She will be sharing with us how she prepared for her center and how things are going now that she has reopened. I also want to add that Rada has been consistently, joining every IWM since the beginning, but now will be her time to share with everyone. So I will turn it over to you, Rada.
Yeah, hi. I hope everybody can see me. Hi, everybody, and thank you so much, Long. So I'm just going to share my screen. Let's see.
Rada, before you share that screen, what's that hat?
You tell me.
After your presentation, you'll have to show it off again.
So I'm just going to start with my my slideshow. Let's see. Okay, so hopefully you guys are able to see my screen. So again, my name is Radha Iyer, and as Long said, my center is in San Jose, Pomona, Willow Glen. Okay, so my motto of my center, so my background is an engineering background, so I believe in a simple system. So it's called as KISS, not the KISS you are thinking about. It's keep it simple, keep it simple, sanitized. My presentation, which you're going to see today, is not something which you have not seen before. But I just want to target all those instructors who have a small center just like me and who are still thinking, rethinking, and also being in California, thinking about whether to reopen, because we know that the second wave is coming. There may be shutdown, no shutdown, we don't know. So this is targeted towards those instructors. So let's see. So like everybody, I did pre-preparing for this is, I send out Google Forms to all my parents ahead of time. And as you all can see, 12% of the parents said that they're very comfortable, and 12% said they're very uncomfortable. And what do you make of this, right? I mean, but I went for the positive side. I said, 12% said they want to come. So I just made up my mind and I said, I'm going to open up the center, because that's in need for me right now as a business, and also for the students, so that I can have like face-to-face communication with them. And it's been long I've seen them. That's what I felt during this shutdown. And second thing is the scheduling software I used is Calendly. It's not something you have not heard about this before, but this works great for me. I got the paid version, but you can also get a free version wherein you can just have one event type. So I just use this to schedule my in-center and also for my Zoom sessions. To my surprise, parents signed up till August. When I started off, I didn't have any scheduling system in place, but this works great. So I think in a way, it's making me more organized. And now that I'm using Calendly, parents are just signing up, and I feel good that they're just coming on that allotted time. So I feel more organized actually. So keeping the center ready, as you can see in my slide, my landlord, and especially in San Jose, the rents are very high. My landlord, even after multiple requests, she won't forgive my rent. She just deferred it. So when I was talking to her, I said, I'm going to reopen my center. So that's when, when talking to her, I told her, is there a way you can do some cleaning for my center, because I'm looking for a professional cleaner and nothing is opened up yet. So she hired her own professional cleaner, and to my surprise, she cleaned up the carpet, doors, windows, restroom, table, chairs, you name it, and she had cleaned everything. Honestly, that was a major thing for me. It was a lot of peace of mind, and so I'm really thankful to her. So all I did before reopening my center was, I put all the marketing klingons on saying that, we are back. I just had prepared my plexiglass dividers. I just placed those. Then, the temperature, the tissues, the wipes, that's it. That's the only thing I did. And all this was done in 2 hours time for me. So because the cleaning part was taken care of. And parallelly, I was also making sure that, my staff is updated also. So briefing your staff is very important, because I didn't want anything to go wrong on that day, because a lot of things was going into my mind, because you read so much, you see the news about the virus and everything. So what I did is, just to be more prepared, I did a briefing with my staff, told them what they are supposed to do, what they are not supposed to do. And they're supposed to clean up after each student, the plexiglass, the tables, and then, mask is required, and gloves. I gave them an option of not wearing gloves, but they all wore gloves. That was a good part. And regarding earlier, I would ask my staff to go drop the kids, at least take them to their parents. But now that also I stopped. I said, no, parents know they need to be outside, and that's how the kids, I mean, they know that time, so they are waiting outside. So there is no need for my assistants to go out and in and out and send the students out. So that worked perfectly too. And then what did I send before? A lot of emails, a lot of text. So just a day before, I also sent them an email about a checklist that, the mask is needed, especially in California, San Jose. We need masks, but not everybody is following that. So I said no excuses on that. And, for me, because I've opened up, but there are a lot of students still on Zoom. So I had given up the whole month's worksheet for them to take it home. So they have to get their worksheet, get their own pencils, and then kept on sending this safety guidelines, which Kumon had sent it to us. It worked great. So I didn't do anything fancy. It's just everything was there. I just put them together. And then the day of the reopening came in. So I also did a welcome back gift. I hold on to the goals. So I kept those stickers. And I also did a gift card. And I had also ordered Kumon goodies also, like the water bottles, the frisbees. I used up one of my parents' they have a small business called San Jose Candy. Because they were also struggling just like me. So I thought, I'll use this subsidy to help them out as well. Just my way of helping them out. I know because we both are in the same boat, but that's what I thought about it. So I got it. I got this gift card from them. So I have a video here. Hopefully you guys can see it. Let me know if this is too small. I also have uploaded my video on YouTube. So I'm just going to start the video here. So are you able to see it here?
Yeah. Radha, feel free to narrate this if you'd like. I know the video on YouTube has sound, but feel free to narrate this for us.
Oh, you cannot hear my voice?
Yeah, the audio is not coming through, so you can just talk us through this.
Okay, sure. So I'm talking here about the divider which I placed for the EL area. And this divider was created by me, and it's basically PVC pipes. So my husband actually cut the PVC pipes, and rest I assembled it by myself. These PVC pipes dividers are pretty sturdy, and I just put a little bit of sellotape just to make it stand there. So this is basically, I'm talking about 2 table distancing and how I place the divider for the EL student. Even though they are having mass, I thought like this divider is a must, and if there's anything, if they sneeze or anything, this will take care of that. And then regarding the main classroom, I'm talking about how I have 2 tables, and each one is measured with like 6 feet to 7 feet distancing, and then just 1 chair been laid there. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's nice distancing, and yeah, and then I'm showing my showing that, like, my assistant has a sanitizing wipes, sanitizer, and that's what I'm trying to show. And each table has that. So being a very small center, and I'm showing the plexiglass divider here. It's a see-through glass, and then each assistant has this divider, and they also have to wear a mask. But at the same time, I also have placed a divider plus 2 table distancing just for more protection. So overall, my center is a very small center, but I thought, like, keeping it clean, keeping it simple, that was my goal. And then I'm showing you on the side that, I placed all my chairs and tables aside. And right now I'm trying to open up my restroom and show you to you that I have a small restroom, not showing it a lot. And that has been sanitized also. But right now I have closed my restroom. It's temporarily closed for all the parents. And I'm taking you back to show the safety guidelines which I have, and what I have it ready. So as you can see, it's pretty simple. There's simple things like, the temperature taking thing, the hand sanitizer, the tissue papers, that's it, the wipes. So nothing fancy, just simple thing, but at the same time focusing more on cleaning and sanitizing. So that's what the wipes is about. And now I'm showing you the safety guidelines, what the parents and everybody has to follow. So this is how is the reopening class time pictures. This is how my EL assistant area is. When I did this presentation, that time I had already done with my reopening. So this is the next day class. So I just took a picture. So as you can see, my assistants working with EL and also in the main classroom, they're grading. So basically, students get in their worksheet, they do their work, we grade, we record, and we send the worksheet back. So there's nothing staying in the center, and all the grading is, like, up to date. And then again, I'm just showing you quickly about what the center looks like if the video was not clear. Basically, PVC pipes, divider, and my assistant area. So nothing fancy, pretty simple. And then on that day, two of my assistants actually graduated. So I just celebrated a little bit of celebration. Honestly, I wanted that picture to put it on Facebook and send it to all parents, and make it a big deal. So they also got a gift card, a Starbucks gift card from me. I have a very small staff, but they work very efficiently, and I'm very, very thankful for them. Really thankful for their support. They really go out of their way and help me out, and I appreciate it. Last but not the least, what was the takeaway or learning from reopening is, first of all, just keep it simple. Don't think so much. There's so many things going around us. If you are like instructor like me, who's just been, like, 1.5 years into opening and seeing this pandemic thing going on, I would recommend that go ahead and open. Nothing, you're not getting anything, no harm done. You just open up, schedule them, parents show up. So for me, it was very good for me for marketing as well. When I'm doing my parent orientation, it's like, I'm offering them different menus, like, oh yeah, I'm already open. At the same time, I also have Zoom session. So it's your choice whether you want to come in or you want to do Zoom session. So some, actually, you won't believe, I signed up like close to 5 subjects, and they all want to come to the center. But I also made sure that they're also on Zoom. So one day in center and one day in Zoom. But there are parents who just want to come in center twice a day and twice a week, and then there are parents who just want to be on Zoom. So the offer is open. It's up to them. So last but not the least, as you all see in my presentation, namaste to everybody. It's a non-contact greeting. So thank you all for the opportunity. Thanks, Long, Lizel, for all your support.
Thank you so much, Radha. And I've highlighted you here. Hopefully everybody can see your hat. Can you bow your head down? There we go. Hashtag Kumon Strong. Kumon Strong. wearing that with pride. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing with us your journey. I think we've seen big centers, we've seen small centers in terms of square footage, but a consistent theme is that consideration and planning. And we can really see that in your presentation in your center. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I'm sorry I went very fast because Long had told me about the time. So hopefully I did it on time.
You did it
Not
on
sorry, Long.
No. You did it on time and it was wonderful. Thank you so much, Radha.
Thanks.
And if you'd like, you can type in the address for the YouTube video in the chat so people can visit it with the sound, okay?
Sure, we'll do that.
Thank you. All right, so now we'd like to take a moment to look a little bit at 2020 so far. So as I mentioned, we have had 6 months under our belt now of 2020, but we wanted to take a moment to share with you all of the new instructors that have joined the Kumon family since January of this year. And to help me introduce the new instructors from each branch is going to be the OA, or the office administrator from each branch. So thank you so much to the OAs for joining and walking us through this. I don't know if many people know this, but the West region has, I think, 59 years of total experience for OAs alone. So the West region actually has the most talented and knowledgeable and long-withstanding hold out of all of KNA. So big props to all of our OAs, and let's hear you introduce your new instructors.
Awesome. Thank you, Kenny. What a warm welcome. Hi, everyone. My name is Marjorie. I'm the OA here at the Seattle branch office. I just want to say congratulations and welcome to our newest instructors. We have Angela Chen, who has her center in Kirkland Bridal Trails. And then we also have Heath Bailey, who has his center in Beaverton South. So thank you and welcome both of you.
Hi everyone, this is Erika Mascara. I'm an OA Los Angeles branch office. LA branch has 7 brand new instructors. And that include Santa Ana Miles Square Park, Candice Lee, Sherman Oaks East, Katie Wang, Chino Hills North, Michael Lee, Dustin North, and Chris Chow, Dustin North, and Bindu Philip, Mira Mesa, and that Kate Chen, that Duarte. So welcome all to Kumon board.
Then Mary, do we have Mary from Phoenix?
Yes, sorry, I was muted. Sorry, I forgot. Hi, my name is Mary Salimi from Phoenix. We recently welcomed the following instructors: Smita Yarlagada, Kumon of Cave Creek Tatum Ranch; Nikki Oliverdi, Kumon, Colorado Springs, Cimarron Hills; Jingpeng Tang, Orem South; and Yao Heng Ang of Denver Stapleton. Welcome, everyone.
Hi, I'm Jackie, the OA for the San Francisco branch office, and I'd like to welcome Gloria Yang. She is the instructor for San Francisco Bernal Heights. Munir Nawali, he's the instructor for Fremont Central District. Anthony Wong, the instructor for San Bruno. Vicky Yoro Roque, she is the instructor for Waipayu. Lastly, Amaresh Agarwal, and he's the instructor for Sunnyvale East. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to Kumon, all of our new instructors of 2020. Congratulations on joining. I think it's very telling that we've had so many new instructors join us and stick with us. And Kumon is still growing. There's a pandemic, there was shelter in place, but we're adapting, we're growing, and we're looking towards the future. So thank you for joining us. And thank you so much for the OAs of each branch for joining us and celebrating those. I really do appreciate it. Moving on, as promised, we do have another survival spotlight because we had so many entries. So I think Katie's gonna share round 2 of our survival spotlight.
Round 2, here we go. So look at this. We have an entry from Lina Kumon from Anaheim Hills and Ware Canyon. I hope I said that part right. What a beautiful family. Speaking of family, we have Byron Beacons from the Seattle branch. And Queen Anne,
He
his
just
own
started
son, is doing
Kumon.
his first day of Kumon. Yeah, what a cutie. Sam Song, who we also heard from today, look at him outdoors in Spokane, Washington, cooking. What a nice meal, very colorful. We have Radha. Look at our speakers, please, showing us how they do everything. Come from Willow Glen. She is growing tomato, onion, edamame, banana plants all in her yard, and she also made necklaces. Phyllis Perron, instead of climbing the walls, she's letting her plants do the climbing for her health during these trying times. And then we have Maureen Uyada from Kumon of Eva Beach, Ocean Point. She's enjoying time with all of her grandchildren. Look at that, so cute. And then we have Debbie Tajiri from Manoa and Kailua Centers. She painted the exterior of her house and then rewarded herself by spoiling her granddaughter with this huge water slide. And then another class of 2020, Kim Nicely from Kumon, Salt Lake, has been making this moment special for her 2020 graduate. And then, how cool is this? We have Randy Ching, who got to take a step out of his center in Aina Haina and see the inside of a fish auction, and then went fishing himself. I hope he threw that back in the ocean, but very cute. And then lastly, we have Kai San with his third survival spotlight entry from San Jose East. He's surviving quarantine by creating reference sheets for his center. Look at his SET summary sheet. Ooh. And that's it. Yay!
That's so wonderful. So Katie, we have two numbers. You have the numbers. Who are this week's raffle or winners for their survival spotlight?
So the last one was picked by Connie, was 22. So that one is Kai-san. Yes, you did it. You won. And then for the other one, I think Sam chose number 4.
Yeah.
That one, I thought you were paying attention.
I'm sorry, I forgot to write it down.
I was not. This is terrible. I will have to get back to you.
Okay, we'll announce it. You just shoot me a message and I'll announce it. But congratulations, Kai, on being one of the winners this week. As I think if ever I go hungry, I just need to reach out to a Kumon instructor because you're all growing vegetables and have all this food ready to go. Sam's over there already cooking all this food by the water. This is fantastic. And we, Hawaii instructor, fish marketing, I'm set. We're good to go. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I appreciate it. And of course, continue sending those in. We did actually receive more and that we just couldn't fit in today. So we will be featuring those in coming weeks. So thank you very much. Okay, the winner, number 4, is actually Angela Zhang from Seattle. So congratulations, Angela. You have won the raffle as well. Her info sheet, she's dancing, she's baking, she's doing everything. So congratulations, Angela. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's now to share with us about the upcoming Virtual Instructors Conference is going to be field consultant Alan. So Alan, are you with us?
Hi, yes I am.
Wonderful.
Hello everybody. I'm excited to share some news about our upcoming Instructors Conference. So this year, unfortunately, we can't do it in person, but definitely doesn't mean we can't stop learning together virtually. So we have a couple different sessions that's coming up. And also the registration actually starts today, so you should be getting an invitation. So please be on the lookout for that in your emails. So we're going to hear from a few instructors, 3 instructors, 2 in the first session, and then also 1 in the second session. So here they are. So save the dates. The first session will be later this month in July on the 22nd. And the 2 instructors are Rena Thomas, and she is from our Atlanta branch, and also Tracy, who is from our Vancouver branch. And on August 19th, our keynote speaker will be Miss Anita, and she is from the Princeton branch. So there's a couple of different times that you can join. They're listed on your screen. And if you're not able to attend, the meetings will be recorded, so you'll still be able to view it at a later time. you have any questions, please, there's the email, instructorsconference@kumon.com. So the instructors conference team will respond to you if you have any questions with registration or about the conference in general.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, Alan. Really appreciate it. Very excited this year. And actually, my registration email came out during this meeting. So hopefully all instructors have received that. If not, it should be by the end of today. If tomorrow you don't have your registration email, let us know. We'll figure it out. Okay, thank you so much. I do want to send a couple of reminders out to our entire region. As a reminder, we do have a shipping subsidy up to $200 per month to help offset the postage and freight expenses for April and May. Those eligible expenses include postage and shipping charges during March, April, and May. But remember, you have to include a receipt. Credit card statements will not be accepted. Also eligible are freight charges, which appear on the April, May, or June Kumon statements. Excluded expenses are postage without receipts, because we do need that receipt, okay? Shipping supplies, including envelopes and labels, are also excluded. The deadline to submit all of those receipts and Kumon monthly statements to your branch OA is July 30th. But don't wait till July 30th. Please send them to your OA before that so they can have time to process, all right? And if you have any questions about this, please reach out to your OA, which they've all presented with us today, so we know who they are. Thank you. Also, remember, we do have the Welcome Back gift subsidy. We saw some exciting examples today, actually. So thank you for sharing. I think in Connie's presentation, we saw that the Hershey bar, but here are many other examples from our region that we've seen. That Welcome Back gift subsidy is $200 towards your Welcome Back gift. Please submit your receipts to field consultants. We process that for you. And the Welcome Back gift subsidy can include gift cards. The SAE subsidy, the Student Award Event, does not qualify gift cards, but the Welcome Back gift does. So keep that in mind if you want to purchase those. Summer retention, go for the goals. We did see an instructor today share go for the goals. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. But do remember that you can order that from iKumon. The Goal for the Goals race map is available. Summertime is the perfect time to set goals before school starts, no matter what capacity. School will be starting back up, but students need goals, parents need goals, perfect time for it. So make sure you log on to iKumon to order that. Also, today is the day that ordering for the Q3 promo goes live. So now available on Market Hub, you can order all of the Q3 materials. As a reminder, the Q3 promo for free registration is from August 16th through October 15th. So we did bump that time frame up a little bit earlier so we could accommodate for the shelter in place and whatnot. But you'll see the graphics up there are really fantastic, great colors, and a really wonderful call to action. Lastly, we do want to let you know what July looks like for our instructor regional Wednesday meetings. So today is Wednesday, July 1st. Thanks so much for joining us on this regional meeting. And then we're going to meet every other week. So we won't see you again until July 15th on a regional level. Your individual branches might have some things they meet with you on, but regionally, we're gonna meet with you again on July 15th. And then the following week will be Wednesday, July 22nd, and that's the instructors conference. So that's really what we want you to attend there. All those details shared by Alan, as well as the registration email that's coming to you. And then we'll be back again for a regional meeting on Wednesday, July 29th. The times will stay the same, 10:30 to 12 for the regional meetings. And please let us know if you have any questions about that. Recordings are made available for every instructor weekly meeting, and we can send you that link if you miss a week or want to rewatch it because it was such good content. So I want to thank so much to all of our OAs for presenting. I really appreciate it. I like putting you guys in the spotlight because you do so much work for us. And with 59 years of combined experience, we really appreciate all your effort there. Thank you so much, Radha, for sharing your reopening practices and showing us a tour of your center and also sporting that amazing Kumon Strong hat. Exactly. You've customized it with Bedazzle. It looks fantastic. Thank you so much. All of the people who submitted our survival spotlights, thank you so much. That is my survival during my quarantine, is seeing all of your survival spotlights. It puts such a big smile on my face, so thank you. Mr. Sam Song from Spokane, thank you so much for joining us on your 1-year instructor anniversary and sharing your wonderful practice about how you've not only grown since your takeover, but you've stayed consistent through the shelter in place by really focusing on communication, building a strong team, and maintaining that strong workforce with assistance. So thank you. And of course, Connie, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us, your dedication to organization, communication, and putting really good energy out there so that you're able to receive really good energy back. I know I'm going to walk away with a lot of really great information from today's meeting that I'm going to just, it's just in the back. I just love it. I'm going to be able to pull so many things out when I speak with instructors. So thank you everybody for joining us today. I hope that you all have a wonderful and safe holiday weekend if you're celebrating. Make sure to wear your mask, socially distant, wash your hands, hand sanitizer, all of that. But we look forward to seeing and speaking with you soon. So thank you, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiko. Bye, challenge.
Be safe,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Welcome, Mitchie. Welcome, Mitchie.
Mikey.
Mikey, sorry. Mikey.
Give me a few minutes. If you want to wait, I'll just go ahead and so
Thank you so much.
it's crazy. It's
oh. Bye.
Crazy time. Yay. Have a good
Robbie.
week.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, Tammy. Bye, Tammy.
Okay, I gotta go.
Peace out. Okay, bye everybody.
Bye.